What's up, everybody? My name is Anuvrat, Managing Director at Arya Corporate Associates, your one-stop shop for everything business formation in Dubai. I'm sure everybody sitting at home must be wondering, I want to move to Dubai, open up my company in Dubai. But the question, there's so many of these questions that come to your head. What do I choose? Do I choose a free zone? Do I choose a mainland? Free zone, which free zone? There's so many of them. Well, our guest today is not only an expert, but also comes with so much of knowledge and experience when it comes to answering all your questions about business formation in Dubai. So without any delay, let's jump right into it and welcome Carla. Carla, thank you so much for taking your time. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Anufrat.
And I'm sure there's a lot of questions that I myself, a lot of our viewers have already, but we will obviously take them one by one. But before that, I want our viewers to know who is Carla. So if you can just very quickly tell us a little bit about yourself, who is Carla?
Sure. So Carla is a representative of International Free Zone Authority. I helped hundreds, if not thousands, of investors set up their businesses in the UAE or relocate their existing business to the UAE. I have been with IFZA I've started my 4th year now. And I usually work B2B. So my main, I work with law firms, corporate service providers, accountants and bookkeepers. And we usually, hand in hand, the way I do with Arya, we usually help our clients to move their business to the UAE or start the new entity in the UAE in the smoothest, most professional and clear way, because you understand also in the market how many different information you can get from different sources. So we usually try to make sure that the client comes to us and doesn't need to go anywhere else. One-stop shop, all their services are taken care of and all their questions answered.
Interesting. Well, I want to start with the biggest and the question that I get the most. Free zone or mainland? Mm-hmm. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a tech developer. I want to develop apps or whatever. I'm sure you get this question a lot. I personally get this a lot. What is your take on it when you meet so many people who throw these questions at you, and how do you take it?
Sure. So usually I see a lot of this misconception of which is better. Is it the free zone or is it the mainland? There isn't a better option per se. You have to tell me what is your business model, and depending on that and what you're looking to, what is your vision for your company? Where do you want it to be? If you tell me I want to open a retail store and I want to have 50 branches in the next 3 years all over the UAE, immediately I would tell you, no, this is not the place for you. You are supposed to go for a mainland. If you tell me I'm a wholesaler, I just want to sell B2B in the market and I'm not planning on selling B2C ever, and I have usually outside the UAE suppliers, and I have here the demand mainly. So I would tell you, yes, this is the business model for you. Anything, for example, the example you gave, anything that has to do with tech or AI, or so if it's still a small idea, we're not starting a company again of 100 employees. For sure, the free zone is the right option for you. So if anybody, because so many clients come to me and say, I was told that the mainland is better or the free zone is better. There is no better. There is what is suitable for your business model.
Yeah, I think you've answered it very well, because that's my answer to everybody as well. My first question, even on all my calls, is that what is your business? What is your vision? Like, you want to start with what, and you want to reach to what in the next 1, 3, and 5 years. So based on that, obviously, and the activities, how does your everyday look like? Like your Monday to Friday at IFZA. Take us through that. I'm sure a lot of people would be interested to know how does your day look like at IFZA?
Look, I think I'm a very biased person here, but I love IFZA. It's a very dynamic place to work. It's a very, the management they are all visionaries. They are innovators. They stand out in the market. And I believe I don't need to say that. Anyone who lives in the UAE knows that IFZA managed to do in a span of 5 years what other free zones couldn't do in 20. So that's why the day is really dynamic. Like you can't tell what your day will look like. What I can tell you is we see a lot of people, lots and lots of meetings during the day. It looks a bit similar to your day in terms of I need to travel today and I did not get my visa yet. Please help me get my visa. So it's usually like messy, I have to say, but messy in a good way. It's an organized chaos. You can't anticipate how your day is going to be. On top of that, we undergo a lot of trainings constantly because, as I'm sure you know, also the UAE is it's constantly changing. Like we might wake up one day on a whole set of new rules that were not in place, and you have to adapt to them. So usually also we are constantly attending trainings on corporate tax, on VAT, on logistics, how to do your customs clearance for your products. So it's fun. I have to say it's fun. It's very stimulating.
Nice. So I'm assuming, like you said, it's a beautiful chaos, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite words. Like when I compare my day, I compare it to, let's say, a city like Bangkok. It's a beautiful chaos. Like there's so much happening. You have so many meetings. You don't know. You will finish one meeting now and then you jump into the next one. Which brings me to my next point. What about diversity? Obviously, in your day, in your 5 days a week, 365 days, you meet so many people from everywhere. I meet so many people from everywhere with their inquiries, with their the people that I'm helping set up businesses. I'm sure you probably meet, if not the same, way more. How, what is your point when it comes to diversity in Dubai, especially at a workplace in IFZA and the kind of clientele you meet? Like, what is that breakdown like?
Of course, honestly, Anuvrat, it's a layered diversity, because it's not just diversity in terms of because, as I told you, we work B2B, but we do sometimes consultants do bring their clients to see the free zone authority. To maybe they might have a consultation that's a little bit complicated and requires us to personally advise the client. So on top of seeing people from different industries, knowing a little bit about trading, a little bit about tech, a little, about all businesses, you have also the nationalities. So you learn also about cultures, about the difference in communication. It's very dynamic. And you were just saying about the beautiful chaos. Imagine if you weren't here. Imagine if you were in a place where you have to sit from 9 till 5 on a desk, where your day includes 30% data entry. Or after doing this, I believe it would be very hard to adjust.
Yeah.
So it's one of my favorite things about the job, the diversity in terms of industries and in terms of nationalities and age range. So, in our generation, when we were little, let's say, we're still young.
Yeah.
We used to, our conception of starting a business used to be that you finish your education, you work somewhere for a while. Once you have a certain capital, you would start your business. It's not the case anymore. I see sometimes clients who are waiting to turn 18 to start their business, especially with the AI and crypto and social media influencers. It happens more often than you think, where you get clients who's like, I'm turning 18 next week and I'm coming to you to start my company, which is quite interesting and inspiring, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And if I go back a little bit, if I rewind a little bit, how have you seen the whole business ecosystem within Free Zones and also within IFZA change from your first day at work to now you said 4 years in IFZA? How have you seen things innovate? I'm sure innovate is the word, not change, obviously, because that's the positive way of calling the change. But how have you seen things grow to exponential levels? How has the change been from your first day walking into the office in IFZA to now 4 years later, when you've seen the dominance that IFZA brings? I mean, I think I can be bold enough to use that word, but definitely, how have you seen that transition?
To sum it up, I started as employee 60 maybe in IFZA. Now we're over 500, and we started with one building. I was with them. We were one building where IFZA is the headquarters is now. Now it's more than 12, and I don't want to be giving the wrong number, but what I know is it is for sure more than 12, almost all of them fully occupied by our tenants, and we are still looking to get more. I used to go to reception and we would have 3-4 people. Now we have queues of people waiting for their turn to actually speak to one of the representatives. So it has been overwhelming and in a very good way. And I am very, very happy that I got to be part of this growth from the beginning, and I watched it happen. It's mind-blowing what IFZA managed to do in a very short span of time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I've obviously observed it personally from the outside, and now obviously working together with IFZA. I think it's phenomenal. Like the whole ease of getting things done at IFZA is something that definitely puts you way above any other competition in the market. Jumping a little away from now IFZA, how has life been in Dubai for you ever since you've moved here? What has been like? When did you move here? How has it been, the change, and like some of those things that you only find in Dubai? How do you this is my personal favorite thing to ask everybody. How has Dubai been treating you on a personal level?
Mm-hmm. I am Lebanese, and I'm sure you've been introduced to a lot of Lebanese in the UAE. I don't know if you noticed that, but that we are very, very attached to our country and to the lifestyle in our country. So any Lebanese who comes here, it's an adjustment regardless of how easy it is to live here. But because in Lebanon, the food, the nightlife, everything is really top notch. So at first I thought I would never adjust to life here. It was honestly the first 6-7 months was a bit of a struggle. Then I got used to it, but I didn't realize how much I got used to it until I traveled back home. And I noticed that it makes us a little bit spoiled.
That's the word, yes.
Yeah. So I was sitting at around 2 a.m. on a Saturday, coming back from a pub and thinking what to eat now. And my first impulse is to take my phone and jump on my app and see where am I going to order food from. And then my brother-in-law looks at me and he's like, what are you doing? Where do you think you are? Like, are you really thinking about ordering a delivery to your doorstep now at 2 a.m. in a place in the village in the mountains? I'm like, you know what? Yes, you're right. I got so used to this. So after some time now, I would tell you, I can't imagine living anywhere else. The quality of life, the diversity that we were just discussing, whatever you want, whatever you need, you can have it here. Really, no one will be able to relate until they actually move here and experience it for a while, because till date I can tell you I haven't seen everything in Dubai yet. I still have a lot to explore, and that is just Dubai. We haven't yet branched out to other Emirates. So obviously I love it.
No, yeah, I mean, like, I've been here 7 years myself, and in my past 7 years, I always share this, that when I moved to Dubai, I moved as a supervisor in a hotel, and obviously moving up gradually to running our corporate associates, it's a very big change, and it's a city that rewards you, in my opinion. You know, like, it's about how much hunger and how much strive you have, and spoil is the right word. You know, like, so obviously I'm from India. When I go back home to see my family, the same thing, you know, like, you would go to a bar, you're standing on a stool and you would leave your things, go to the toilet, and somebody like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you leaving your things? You know, like, that's one thing that's so common. Like, you go travel to Asia, to anywhere, and, you know, like, you have this habit of just leaving things. And here, it's so different, and it's I think like you said, it's very difficult for me as well, at least, to move anywhere else apart from Dubai right now, because the comfort it brings, because the lifestyle it offers, and it's a lifestyle that it has different slabs of it. You can be here earning 5,000, 6,000 dirhams a month and still live a very good lifestyle in comparison to wherever else you come from. Obviously, tax benefits is a different story altogether. Circling back a little bit, how when we talk about diversity, what about diversity in the kind of businesses, like the activities that you see a lot, something that you see a lot, like a specific activity that you see, okay, like out of 100 businesses that open with IFZA, you see, let's say 60 of them are like marketing firms and things like that, so that our viewers get an idea as to what are the major business activities. So if you can share a little bit about that.
Of course. So I can't say there is one major business activity, but I can tell you that there's a huge rise in everything related to tech. And obviously, Dubai is a hub for everything related to tech. And the gaming industry is now booming. So we are seeing a lot of increase on that front. General trading with all the hassle that comes with it. But mainly, as you said, honestly, when you asked me about Dubai on a personal level, I would like also to talk about Dubai on a professional level, because you can make anything work here if you give it enough time and energy.
Absolutely.
And you can do something here with a capital of 50,000 dirhams, and you can do something with a capital of 1 million dirhams. If someone is limited here, honestly, and I mean this in the kindest way, they are doing something wrong. Because you really can make, everything has a market here. You have all of these nationalities. Any product you can trade, you have the demand for it. Any service you create, you have the demand for it. Here we are, like amongst the two of us, if you open a restaurant for Indian food, you have the demand for
Absolutely.
it. If I open a restaurant for Lebanese food, fashion, anything. So it is the place to start your business. And in terms of activities, you can start an e-commerce platform in a week. Put any products on it. Paper cups. Really paper cups. So trading is a very popular one, general trading or e-commerce. Everything related to the digital industry, because obviously also IFZA is a hub for digital activities. What else I can tell you? Crypto at the moment also. Virtual asset is a big one at the moment in the UAE. But then again, like, I want to be doing justice to all the other businesses. I still have a high demand on all the other activities. Because if there are a lot of traders, obviously you need a lot of logistics companies to serve those traders. You need distributors. So it's a chain. It's a vibrant economy.
Interesting. No, absolutely. Yeah, it's like you said, it's unfair to just list down 2 or 3 of them, because there's so many of them and they're all growing in numbers. The $1 million question: why IFZA and not any other free zone?
Okay. I should ask you that.
Well, for me, I can sum it up in literally like the three words, 3 adjectives that we very strong. These are like our pillars at Arya Corporate as well. The 3 pillars that we abide by so much is transparency, like the ease of doing business, and obviously affordability. So from my perspective, this is my perspective of it. But you, as sitting in IFZA, when you look around and the competition and the other free zones and everything, why? What is the answer to the why?
Okay. So, as we discussed at the beginning, we are a B2B free zone. I say the growth and the success of IFZA has a lot to do with the B2B model. Because we know that people come here and they don't know anything about the UAE. We do receive some clients who thought Dubai itself is a country. They don't know what United Arab Emirates is, because the fame is all, for Dubai. So usually they get different answers from different sources. We have the B2B model because we want to make sure that the client has multiple layers of information. The client comes to you. You have all the information because you are not new to the industry. You've done hundreds and thousands of setups. and you will be able to answer the client's questions based on experience and knowledge. This is one of the main factors. Now, I will tell you why the consultant comes to IFZA, because the client comes to IFZA based on the client's advice. You know, we have the IFZA Academy, who is always the same way. We are always undergoing trainings. You are also usually doing the trainings with us on corporate tax, on marketing, on even on sales strategies, even on things that have nothing to do with company setup. We make sure that our consultants are equipped with all the knowledge and experience they need so they can provide their clients with a good service, a timely service, and a service that is based on a good structure. So the client never, in my 4 years, I can honestly say I have never faced a situation where a client came to me saying, I have a fine because I didn't know about this registration date, or I didn't know that I should submit this or that. Because they have, you have me to remind you, you have your team, you tell them to remind the clients, and your team is in touch with the client. So that's one. Secondly, on top of the IFZA portal, usually in other free zones, you either have the portal or you have a point of contact. If you have a portal, I'm not going to go through names, but if you have a portal, you will never be able to reach any individual. In our case, and you have the online portal, you have IFZA's call center, you have me, and you have the team that works with me in case I am in a podcast or busy during the day. So we have done everything in our power to make sure that the process is smooth for the client, because we understand the struggle. We are all expats here, and we all came here at some point not having the proper guidance. And I wish I had what, honestly, we are giving to clients at the moment. Another thing about what makes IFZA successful is also the quality of, again, I'm biased here, but the quality of individual also we hire in the company, and the way we vet them to become the experts in their fields the way they are.
Interesting.
I can go on and on.
No, definitely. And whatever you say, I'm like, I have to agree, not just because you're sitting here, not because we work together, because of my personal experience. And I think the team also agrees to the fact that it's very easy. It's literally like creating a Gmail account, for example. Getting into a little bit of technicalities of it, if you have to sum it down for a complete stranger who does not know how to probably set up a company in Dubai, if they have to do it through, let's say, ARIA Corporate Associates, obviously, which comes to IFZA, how would you simplify him or her understanding the process? Like, what would you be like? For example, you meet somebody in a cafe or at a friend's house for a party, and be like, hey, you know what, I was thinking to set up my brand. I want to start a clothing brand, e-commerce and all. What should I do? Like, to simplify for somebody who has absolutely no idea. How would you do that?
I'll tell them go to ARIA. I would tell them to reach out to one of our professional partners, and we will be assisting them. But also the main point I would mention is the fact that IFZA has the company setup part, then the residencies of the investors and the employee. Then you have the department assisting you with opening the corporate bank account. Then you have the department assisting with accounting and bookkeeping. We even offer insurance policies at a rate that is very competitive in the market, health insurance for the employees and the investors. So the way I would sum it up is, instead of going to different consultants and getting each service from one place and having to manage 100 things at once, just go to one of our professional partners, and they have a one-stop shop for all your business needs. You will have one person to speak to when you need something, rather than, and I do believe this is a luxury, because if you're not here, you do not understand the struggle of having to get answers from different parties here. So yes, the fact that it is a one-stop shop, you can do everything in one place, is a huge plus.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's like walking into a mall. It's like walking into a mall where there's a Carrefour, there are other brands where you can do literally buy anything and everything and get it together. And I think that, like you said, it's a luxury. Because where I come from, like in India, if you want to get, I don't know, if you even if you want to get a national ID card, the whole process is very long. One thing that I love about Dubai, about setting up a business in Dubai, is the ease and the comfort. You know, like the first few stages of your business being registered, you don't even need to be here physically, and that is something which is phenomenal, because in any other country it's so different and so difficult. Like if in India, at least, like if you want to start a company, the amount of paper that you're going to be signing on and filling up is unbelievable. But at the same time, it's a convenience that brings people here. What are some of the contradictory feedbacks, not feedbacks, like what are some of those things that you've come across in your daily conversations with partners, where they tell you, oh, you know what, I had a client who suggested maybe IFZA or the partner should do something different in order to make the whole business journey different and easier. Obviously, it's very easy right now, and it's very simplified and transparent, and I don't think it is ever going to get more simplified than this. But have you received any such feedback where they say, no, maybe you should do this way, maybe you should do it that way, just to get a little different perspective from somebody who didn't understand the very simple process?
Do you mean to say that we spoke about all the smooth part of the process?
Yeah.
What is the part that I find challenging? Or
Yes, something exactly. Yes, something that the partners come up to you and probably would say, okay, maybe this could change a little bit, or this is challenging, you know, like something like that. For like we both at ARIA, at IFZA, we believe in transparency, and obviously we want our viewers to be absolutely completely aware, so that they have all the answers. End of the podcast, they all know where to go. So
the one thing I would say that can be a bit challenging is the constant changes that keep happening here. And you know that sometimes you would do a consultancy with the client, give him a whole set of information. This is how long it's going to take. These are the documents that you need. This is what's allowed. And then the next day it's not. Mid-process. I find this a bit difficult to explain sometimes to expats who are new to Dubai, because as you say, okay, I know in India maybe you have tons of paperwork to do to get just the national ID, but it's a process that has been in place since ages, and you know that's how it is. These are the steps, that's it. Here there are constant changes happening, because it's a dynamic market, because they do a lot of, through trial and error, they are constantly trying to improve. Like when you said, I don't believe the process can get any smoother, I'm like, wait and see, it might, you never know, you know? So because they are innovators, they are not afraid of change. They always make changes to the industry when they see fit. So this is part of the things that I can say might be a little bit challenging. But the way I'm solving it now is that I tell all of our professional partners that when you are in consultation with the client, just let them know that this is the process for now. Some things might change along the way because we have constant changes here, but we will be the first to know about these changes because the authority keeps us informed. And no matter what it is, we will guide you through the process. We will not just do the company setup and leave you there. You know, in our industry, you have a long-standing relationship with your clients. It's like sometimes you go through a journey with a client where their business is very small, and you watch them grow. And with every renewal, you know, you build a certain relationship. So I would say this is a challenging part, but not that difficult, let's say. And going back to your question at the beginning of the podcast, you were saying that, would you say free zone or mainland? You just gave one example yourself, that I have a client telling me I want to do everything from outside. I don't want to be here. What would you tell him, free zone or mainland?
Yeah.
You can, if I have a client telling me I will be in the UAE for 3 days and that's it, I would tell him then the free zone is the right place for you, because with the mainland, you have to be here from the company setup process. With us, You do the license, establishment card, you even issue the entry permit. The client will use that document to enter the UAE. Here they do their medical ID. That's it. They can leave within 3 days once the residency is issued. So I don't believe in any other country you can start a business and get a residency and just be inside the country for 3 days and that's it.
Yeah, nowhere else. Definitely nowhere else. Yeah, I mean, like, exactly. Like, it's a very valid point that you mentioned about the constant changes in the ecosystem, but then obviously that's for the benefit of people, to obviously to attract more investors, to attract more entrepreneurs, to give them that ease, like it's like a big brother's hand on your shoulder. We're like, go for it. I'm here to support you. I completely support that. Tell us a little bit about, I know about it, but for the viewers, the IFZA Academy. Because I don't think there's anywhere else.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more. It's very curious.
IFZA Academy is also, our whole business model is based on our professional partners. So it is also an academy directed towards our professional partners. So what we do, first of all, it's an academy licensed by KHDA, Knowledge and Human Development Authority, which for our viewers who don't know, it's the stamp from the authority regulating all educational activities in the UAE, which makes any educational institute credible because they can now provide KHDA certificate. So we first started the academy for trainings on company setups for our partners. But then we realized that together we can grow more, we can grow the quality of our service, the quality of our business. So now we do not just give them on the company setup process, the training modules. We also have modules for sure taxation, because it's a big subject now in the UAE. And we give now on negotiation skills, on communication skills, on any skill that we see that it will be very helpful or it will ease the process for our client. We do offer the trainings to our partners completely free of charge, with a certificate from KHDA with every training that they finish. And this way, and of course with your cooperation, we are constantly improving the services and the quality of communication with our clients.
Interesting. And how has been the feedback, like, ever since it has been introduced? I'm sure it's positive. Like have you, from our side, 100% positive, but then from like other partners, have you got like apart from positive, more constructive? I'm sure they would want to be more involved as well. And how's the feedback been for the academy?
Actually, we even collaborate sometimes with some of our professional partners on trainings. So let's say we have partners who are tax experts in the field, who come from generations of tax consultants, 3-4 generations of tax consultants. So when we see a partner with such resources, with such knowledge, we sometimes collaborate on trainings with them. So one of our consultants would be giving training to other consultants on whatever subjects that they might need. So the feedback has been great. And in any case, we usually, in every training that we do, we usually send all of our attendees a questionnaire or a survey where they tell us what they found helpful, what they found that can be improved. And we're very open to criticism, because it constructive criticism. Absolutely. For sure, because it helps us improve and it helps us grow. And we do take all their feedback into consideration. But so far, I can say no one has 100% positive feedbacks, but I can tell you that the feedback has always been very good.
Nice. Interesting. Yes. When you compare, this is something I was discussing very recently with one of our other guests about Dubai's placement right now in the region, in Middle East, and also globally. Where do you see that going? Obviously, it's going in the right direction, thankfully, with the Sheikh's vision and the works that have already been started and are in place. Where do you see Dubai as a city, UAE as a country, going in the next 10, 20 years when it comes to the ease of doing business in Dubai, the whole ecosystem of do you see the flow staying the same with the same force of people coming to Dubai, of investors moving to Dubai within the next 10, 20 years? Do you see it getting a little stagnant? Do you see it growing even more? What is your prediction from your obviously experience currently?
You know, I'm sure you went through the same thing when they were saying, "Oh, now it's COVID, it's going to affect the market." And then after COVID, oh, the expo will bring in a lot of people, but after the expo, it will slow down. And then we said after some of the political issues happening in the region, it will slow down. And it never does. In 2020, when COVID started, I have one document I'll show you later showing the foreign direct investments that entered the UAE for the past few years. You will see, I don't want to give the wrong number, but I will give you the approximately and I'll tell you when, I'm sure. So let's say 2018, the foreign direct investments from small and medium enterprises was around $10 billion, $10 billion, I believe. Then in 2018, it was like 11 or 12. 2019, also around 11 or 12. COVID came. 2020, I'm sure of this number. It was 20 billion. It doubled while the whole world is going through a crisis, and it kept on increasing. Like it was 22 billion in 2021, around 24 billion. So in 2022, so the COVID was economically, I wouldn't say like it was, Dubai was flourishing. Everyone was coming here. And we thought afterwards it's going to slow down. It didn't. Then the expo came, it increased. Then the expo finished, it kept on increasing. So I don't see it getting stagnant, especially given how the government of the UAE is. Like even with a country that is so rich in oil and gas, not to count on oil and gas, and to go look for different alternatives to make your economy stronger. And they succeeded. So as long as there are such visionaries running the show, I don't believe it would get stagnant ever.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like when I see the development that's happening around the 2030 plan, the 2040 vision, it's amazing, and it's literally just a matter of time. Like, and the good thing is we're gonna be here to see that. We're gonna be here to witness that. And obviously we will be that generation. We'll like, yes, we've seen Dubai grow. I wish I was here a bit earlier, like the 2000, like that era, 2000, 2005, when it literally just started. But it's never too late to be in the market.
It is the place to be, definitely.
100%, completely agree with you. One last question.
Tell me.
If not IFZA, if not your current role, where and what would you be doing? Where do you see yourself working? Where do you see yourself doing probably a business of your own? Where do you see yourself?
Okay. A bigger role in IFZA. Now, honestly, I have a background in clinical psychology. I have a master's degree in clinical psychology, and I specialize in 4 different types of therapy. When I moved here, I'm going to be very transparent that IFZA was supposed to be a temporary job until I have my practice up and running. I fell in love with the industry. I fell in love with IFZA in general, the management, the way my day looks like. So I think I might be combining those 2 industries in one business coaching approach, or, but I see myself staying with IFZA for a very long time.
Interesting. Yes. Well, if you start the business coaching, I can sign up as a first customer already.
We can collaborate. Actually,
definitely.
We can offer that service to our clients on top of the.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
It would be my pleasure, Anuvrat.
Yeah. Carla, thank you so much for your time. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I had a lot of fun. And I'm sure, more than fun, this has been very informative. I usually talk a lot about the city, but then obviously I want to take this opportunity to talk more about IFZA, about the whole ease of setting up business in Dubai, about how your first-hand experience has been. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you had fun as well.
I had so much fun, and thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure's all mine. Well, that's a wrap. And I'm sure you guys have all your questions answered. Well, if you still don't have answers to any of your questions, feel free to reach out to us at RA Corporate Associates. We are always just a text, a phone call, a paper aeroplane, a pigeon away. And wishing you all a very good day. Thank you.